Thank you very much for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields, and thank you for taking the time to subscribe and be part of this weather community. All right, I want to look ahead. Big fronts diving across out of Canada and the U.S. We've seen some of these fronts kind of clipping us by in parts of the Caribbean. I want to look ahead to Christmas and some gustier winds that will be around, plus a spin out here in the Atlantic. Now, this is the European model. I want to touch on this in just a second. Here we are in the Caribbean. Here's the Atlantic region of Canada over by the Azores. There is a spin over here. The European model is showing some signs that it's kind of almost subtropical in nature, but not really expecting a lot of development out of that. Across the North Atlantic, you get big storm systems this time of year that head their way toward western sections of Europe, and that's what we're going to see out of this area. But we're in December. Getting any sort of tropical development would be rare, to say the least. Now, let's get back into the Caribbean. Here's the tail end of one front that's been hanging out. Some of us had some spotty showers around at times this weekend. Others had some isolated areas of flooding. As we go down the road, we're going to see these fronts to the north diving down more and more leading up until Christmas. So let me track that with you right here. Here's what's going on. Here's kind of the big picture. Here's one front right here. We have another old one that is sitting offshore to the east of Bermuda. So this is later today, and then I'll zoom down in just a moment. But let's go out in time here. This is by Wednesday, and you see by Wednesday that front I just showed you moves offshore. Here's another one across the east coast of the U.S. Snow to the north, some rain down to the south. Now, as we go forward, I'm just going to be monitoring how far south some of these fronts get. There's that one that moves offshore. This is by the end of the week into the upcoming weekend. Now, by the weekend, it looks like there'll be a pretty big storm system. For the most part, it looks like it is going to develop close to the Atlantic region of Canada, just offshore of much of the east coast of the U.S., bringing down some cold air. So this is Saturday. This is the 21st, getting closer to Christmas. This one, as it continues to work its way more offshore, may drag in a bigger front for us, for some of us, by the time we get into Christmas Eve and Christmas itself. So this here is Christmas. So we're going way out in time, about 9 days out in time. There's that big system that rolls off the coast of the United States and Canada, but the front itself kind of drags itself all the way down toward parts of the northern Caribbean. And that means we'll get some cooler weather moving in for some of us by the time we get into Christmas, and then we'll be watching another front moving across parts of Canada and the U.S. So it's going to be front after front, and as we go forward, they'll be diving down more and more, and that will eventually bring more of us those Christmas winds, the Christmas breezes, maybe right in time for some of us for Christmas itself. Now, speaking of the winds, they were gusty at times this weekend. We'll still see that the next couple days. What we're looking at across the Bahamas and to the south, all the way through the central Caribbean, is that strong easterly flow. So at times, we get winds around 56 kilometers an hour or 35 miles per hour. This here is by Wednesday. Same thing. We're going to watch out for that strong easterly flow. So heads up for some of us. We're going to have some windy weather. That'll lend itself to those higher seas, especially near the Bahamas. As we get toward the Atlantic side, things are going to be bumpier. A little bit of a chop in the central Caribbean, but you see some of the seas 2 to almost 3 meters. So looking at about 7 to almost 9 feet in some spots. And then as we go forward, the Atlantic waters staying on the higher side. Even as we get toward Barbados, St. Lucia, Dominica, Atlantic waters are going to be higher. This here is by Friday, to give you a heads up. Gulf of Mexico looking good, much of the Caribbean okay, just watching those Atlantic waters. Now, looking at for some pockets of rain. Some of us dry, some of us wet, could see some isolated areas of flooding, watching out for some batches of rain near Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda, onshore flow, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines could give us spotty showers. Had some rain this weekend in parts of Belize. Still some scattered showers around. You see that here, that easterly flow in this old front giving us that chance of some spotty showers, just kind of hit or miss around Jamaica, Cayman Islands, even parts of Cuba. We could get a few showers. This is tomorrow, and let's move forward. This here is by Wednesday. By Wednesday, also seeing some spotty showers, Guadeloupe, Antigua, Barbuda, and there's a better chance of rain, by the way, by the time we get into the middle of the week. Northern Bahamas by Freeport and New Providence midweek, we'll get a better shot of some rain. Lifting up to the north, we've been seeing these systems kind of rolling offshore quickly of New England, where there's some rain and snow this morning. Those systems kind of quickly move by. As we get toward the Atlantic region of Canada, this is tomorrow, another system moves in. Very kind of active pattern, front after front. You see one system working through Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Newfoundland as we work our way into tomorrow night. And then by the time we get into Wednesday, that moves offshore of the Avalon Peninsula, and then we'll see some colder air. But there's another front moving in, and that's why I mentioned more and more of these are going to be diving down as we go forward. Now, as far as the rain goes, rain totals generally not too high. Going to keep an eye on the northern Bahamas. You see, by the time we get into Wednesday, we could see some totals of about 75 millimeters of rain or 3 inches of rain, depending on how that shakes out. Could be a little bit more. As these fronts move off the coast of the U.S., they generate a little extra steam getting over the relatively warm waters. And then those spotty showers that will be around Jamaica, for example, we could get a spot or two of 10 to about 25 millimeters of rain, maybe about quarter to an inch of rain if we get some spotty showers. But eastern Cuba back toward the northern sections of Haiti and the Dominican Republic, couple spots the next few days, 50 millimeters of rain or 2 inches of rain. Then a lot of rain is very close to Anguilla and Antigua and Barbuda. It's hard to tell if this will be just to the north of us or move in, but we're going to be on the edge of some rain. That includes St. Martin, Saba, and Statia. So monitoring some of those showers that will be closer by. Slightly better chance of rain in Trinidad and Tobago, so we may get some spots the next few days of 50 millimeters of rain or 2 inches of rain. Not for all of us. This is scattered stuff, spotty to isolated showers all the way through St. Lucia, up through Dominica. Better chance, though, parts of northern Suriname, northern Guyana, and northeastern sections of Venezuela. Kind of hit or miss, not as much. Costa Rica, Panama, Honduras, Nicaragua. Still some spotty showers that could give us maybe 10 millimeters of rain to 25 millimeters of rain, pushing an inch in some spots in Belize, Mexico City to the north. Not as much. So spotty showers a possibility. This is not a washout, but anywhere from about a 30 to 50% chance of some scattered showers for us in Jamaica. 40% chance across the Cayman Islands. So a lot of us stay dry, but others could see some of these showers moving by. Let me know in the comments your location and what you're getting with the weather as we build this weather community so everyone can see what we have going on. Trinidad and Tobago, we have a 50% chance today, 40% chance tomorrow and Wednesday. Rain chance not very high in Barbados, but through the week, it is going to start to build. By Wednesday, up to a 50% chance. And you see that as well in St. Lucia. Rain chance bumps up a notch by the time we get into the middle of the week. 30 to 40% chance in Grenada, 30% chance the next couple days, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. By Wednesday, we're up to a 50% chance and a 30 to 40% chance over the next 3 days in Martinique. 40% chance today in Dominica, 30% chance tomorrow, 40% chance on Wednesday, and we go with an even 40% chance in Guadeloupe. Scattered showers possible, that strong easterly flow with that breeze through midweek. Now, Antigua and Barbuda, I mentioned the better chance of rain. A lot of it is just to the north, but some of this could move in, so I'll be watching your comments throughout the day. Same thing, St. Kitts, Nevis, and Montserrat, a 50% chance the next 2 days. And today, a 60% chance in Anguilla and St. Bart's. I showed you that rain that is nearby. So the northeastern Caribbean, we have a better chance of rain. That includes St. Martin, Saba, and Statia. 50% chance today. 40% chance tomorrow, down slightly to a 30% chance by Wednesday. 40 to 50% chance right across Puerto Rico. Watching out for some gusty winds, U.S. and British Virgin Islands. Seas are going to be building midweek. Midweek over toward St. Thomas, St. John, St. Croix, Tortola. Rain chance will be up to about 50%. Now, later, by the time we get later in the week, by the time we hit Wednesday, the northern Bahamas, that's where that rain chance will be higher. Turks and Caicos, we're looking at a 30% chance. The Dominican Republic, again, north side, a better chance of rain. In the north side of Haiti, a 30 to 40% chance of some rain. Rain chance 40 to 50% chance scattered about for us in Belize, down slightly, but still some scattered showers. Watching out for about a 30% chance of a shower tomorrow in Aruba, and looking at a 20 to 30% chance Curacao over toward Bonaire over the next few days. Guyana, though, northern sections of Guyana and Suriname, closer to the water, that's where we could see some isolated areas of flooding. Eastern Cuba, we have a better chance of getting some of the scattered showers. 30% chance, Costa Rica, Panama, not as high. That rain chance has been trending down over the last 5 to 7 days. 40% chance in Nicaragua, and about a 40 to 50% chance of some scattered showers back through Honduras. Rain chance Guatemala, El Salvador, only 20% chance. Mexico City, we are dry. 20 to 30% chance over toward Merida, back toward Cancun. 20% chance northern Colombia, and about a 20 to 30% chance in northern Venezuela. And Bermuda, that pattern that we just see these fronts moving by. Overall, though, the rain chance is not super high. So some areas of rain that will be moving by. Gusty winds in some spots. Isolated areas of flooding in these big cold fronts to the north, diving down, more and more coming our way. And we could see a bigger one by the time we get into Christmas, and I'll be tracking that further in some upcoming videos. So I really hope you're doing well. Be safe out there and have a great rest of your day.